All right, this one is about Whitey Bulger, man. Whitey Bulger. They had a movie about him. You understand what I'm saying? They had a movie about this man called Black Mass. If y'all saw the movie Black Mass, you know who I'm talking about. So I was blessed. Yeah, blessed. Go ahead and hate say that I'm saying blessed. I was blessed to be around Whitey Bulger. You know what I mean? I ain't bigging him up. I ain't none of that because he turned out to be no good. You know what I mean? But this official prison story. So just sit back and enjoy this joint and know that we doing what we got to do. All right? All right, so this is what it is, man. This is what it is. Unique Mecca Audio. Like I said, like, subscribe. Don't forget my Cash App because I'm giving y'all official content because I was with official people, seeing and done official things, and the game is to be sold, not told. Now, this is about Whitey Bulger. If y'all don't know who Whitey Bulger is, he had a movie they made about him called Black Mass. Whitey Bulger was an old, European from up in, that's another word for white man, was a European up in Boston. He was with what they called the Winter Hill Gang. His demise was so crazy. You know what I mean? His demise was so crazy. All right? He was with the Winter Hill Gang up in Somerville, Massachusetts, up in Boston. He was running with the mafia up in Boston. He went to school with a young man that from childhood that turned out to be a FBI agent, in his lifetime while Whitey was working his way up the chain of command in the mafia. He was going to FBI school to become an FBI agent. Now that was his man. So you understand, Whitey Bulger was a different character. You know what I mean? He was different. Now, let me tell you how I first got hip to Whitey Bulger. I used to hustle up in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Y'all know Dorchester. All right. Welcome to Dorchester. So this one for the Boston car. You know what I mean? Big shout out to my man, Sean. You know what I mean? That brought me up there. His brother Fats hitting the whole nine. I went up there because they had a cousin up there. I was, hitting them off with something. They went there, what they had to do. This is old, so no indictments could be brought. So you YouTube troll haters, fall back, enjoy the stories, and just be easy. Now, Whitey Bulger was with the Winter Hill Gang up in Somerville, Massachusetts. Now, he was tipped off by his childhood friend, that there was a RICO indictment against him in 1994 when he was 65 years old. He was caught out in California. Now, when he was caught out in California, I remember the day because all this is historical to me, Unique Mecca Audio. Whitey Bulger, when I was in transit coming from Coleman, Florida, after I got busted in the head with a lock, had my nose separated from my lip, because I violated, I take the weight for that. So I'm not even mad at the young man that me in the head. You know what I mean? Now, Whitey Bulger, I'm in Oklahoma Transit Center. If y'all want a video about Oklahoma Transit Center, you know what I mean, what it was like in the transit center, let me know, because everybody in the feds, if you're going from the East Coast to the Midwest or the West Coast, you have to go through Oklahoma Transit Center. You know what I mean? It's a big-ass building that they turn into a prison, and they have the airplanes fly in, and it pulls up to the tarmac, it lets you out the tarmac, and you go into a building that was converted into all cells, and they hold you there until they classify you, check your mental health, and check your medical and everything, and then send your ass to one of them prisons, either on the East or West Coast. But I was in Oklahoma, right? While I was in Oklahoma, I see on the news that Whitey Bulger was captured. I don't know who Whitey Bulger is. He white, I'm black, I'm in the hood, I'm my own gangster, I'm my own Whitey Bulger. You know what I mean? But I see on the news that Whitey Bulger was arrested and that he was 81 years old and he was on the run for 16 years from 1994 when he was 65 years old and got picked up at 81. So I'm like, damn, the feds don't forget nothing. The indictment didn't drop till about 1994, but, you know, they already had information on him before they had enough to put the the RICO indictment on him. So he was on the run, you know, for about 20 years. Because all this happened like the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, old man. You know what I mean? So now, and there I go again, nah I mean? So nah I mean? Yo, I had a dude, and I know you still watching. You know, I'm gonna get back to the story. I had a dude that told me he'll give me, and you know, he jumped out there. I love it because I love my peoples. You know what I mean? Yeah, and my subscribers and all that. He jumped out there and said if I could do one video without saying nah I mean, he'll send me $100. I ain't even taking up on it. But you know what I mean? Because I figured he was just lip jacking or what we call doing some lip gymnastics, you know, or as we call in 5%, he was lip professing. So, you know, I ain't even pay attention to because I like to say nah I mean and get in my zone and all that. So if you for real, you challenge me on that and I got you, my brother. But other than that, I'm not going to stop nah I mean for a little $100. But if you were serious, you know what I mean, you hit me up and you let me know. But now, Whitey Bulger, I see on the news, Whitey Bulger got caught with his longtime girlfriend out in California. He was on the run for 16 years and they was trying to indict him for about 25 years. Now, first thing came to my mind is, like my little man Bootsy said, make sure you go check out Street Knowledge Podcast. Like my little man Bootsy said, I told him from back then, when I meet my dudes that want to be workers and want to take my drugs and want to hustle with me, I tell them that you can't hustle with Unique if you have a girlfriend. Because that's a weakness. The same way boxing, when you get in the ring and you get ready to do what you got to do, they take you up to the mountain somewhere and they separate you from your female to get your emotional side out and get your gladiator side out. So I didn't deal with dudes that had a girlfriend. I mentioned that because Whitey Bulger got caught because he was with his longtime girlfriend. He was 81 years old. I talked to him personally. You understand what I'm saying? He explained this to me. He was with his girlfriend for 81 years old, but he was old and he needed to be taken care of because he was in a wheelchair. He couldn't really stand up because for the 15 years, he just laid back on the beach and all that and laid around, even Boston, where he was looking for him in a house, what you call a hideout, you know? But his muscles got dormant and he couldn't move, so his younger girlfriend was taking care of him, you know, that he had. And that's how he wound up getting caught because they tracked her to track him. So it ain't good. Not promoting nothing, but letting y'all know y'all think y'all tough enough, gangster enough to be out there hustling, doing what you got to do, running this, you know what I mean, drug empire like Unique did, trying to screw your life up like Unique did, trying to screw up the community like Unique did. But Unique is telling you, don't do it. It's not worth it. But if you think you're going to be doing it and you think it's worth it and you think you can handle what Unique went through, know that there's rules and regulations to this. And one of the main rules is you can't be in love. Because there was a movie called Heat with Al Pacino where he said, and I live by that. Rest in peace to my brother Khalif, a.k.a. Peter. I made sure he lived by that. Don't get emotionally caught up in anything that you can't walk away from in 60 seconds or less. Go watch Heat, the movie Heat. I'm recommending that. Go watch Heat. Al Pacino break it down why I live by this code, because it's a part of street code. That's the same reason why Nicky Barnes wind up telling on the big homie Guy Fisher over a female. Dudes do the craziest things over female, so if you're going to be hustling, you can't have no female in your life. You know what I mean? Screw all the women you want, but don't claim none and don't go believing that you're in none, because then you're going to make irrational decisions because of this female that you normally wouldn't make if you stayed on survival mode. You got that? Okay. So Whitey Bulger, He got his little girlfriend with him, you know, he on the run, she take care of him, they track her down. I think she used a credit card or something, correct me if I'm wrong, whatever she did, they tracked her down and wound up catching him. But I seen on the news when they caught him in 2010. I remember this because this is my history. So when he got caught in 2010, I saw they caught an old man, 81 years old, that was running the mafia back in the 70s and was a hitman killing up everything in Boston. He had like 32 murders, but he was only convicted of 11 murders. You know what I mean? But he had 32 murders. He got convicted of 11 murders and 2 RICO charges. You know what I mean? Now, so that's 13 out of 32 he was convicted of. So now I get sent to Coleman, Florida. I get to Coleman, Florida in 2010. He goes to trial 2013. By 2014, they bring Whitey Bulger over to Coleman Penitentiary. When they bring him over there, all you heard on the compound, Whitey Bulger coming, Whitey Bulger coming. Now, we also had a couple of gangsters that was on the compound with us, you know what I mean? Carapaca, that was his name, Carapaca from New York. He the one was tracking all the New York, main New York dude. I'll tell you about that later if you want to know about that, put that in comment. But remember, hit the like button, cop the book and roll in Harlem, and donate it to Cash App. I don't care if it's $1. Show me you appreciate me. Show me you appreciate these fire stories I'm bringing you. You know what I mean? And we move forward because the game is to be sold, not told. Now, we had Carapaca, you know what I mean? And his man, Espolito. It was Carapaca and Espolito was 2 crooked police from New York City that was doing hits for the mob. If a dude was telling them whatever, they went and told John Gotti and the mob, yo, dude telling whatever, you know, give me 40,000, 50,000, me and my man gonna rub them out for you, allegedly. That's what he was incarcerated for, and I was also with Carapaca and Espolito. You know, I'll tell you that story too if you want to put it in the comment. I done been everywhere, been through all this crap, so just fall back and listen. So Whitey Bulger comes to the compound, and when he comes to the compound, they announce, oh, Whitey Bulger here, Whitey Bulger here. All the white dudes excited, the Spanish dudes excited, the blacks didn't give a crap. You know what I mean? Because we got our own gangsters like Unique, you know, AZ, Peter Shoe, Gangster Lou, you know what I mean, Homicide Lou, you know what I mean? We got our own gangsters that we look up to, and it definitely wasn't Whitey Bulger. Now, no disrespect to Whitey Bulger, but definitely don't agree with the way he turned out because he wound up giving up information to the feds. So you understand he was no good. So let's get this straight, you know? He was no good. He wound up giving up information to his childhood friend, and his childhood friend, you know, that became an FBI agent would use that information and give him information on who was telling or whatever, and whoever was telling on the mafia paid him to go out and hit those people. That's how he wound up with 32 murders. I know this story interesting. The Cash App is right there. It's getting ready to pop up on the screen in green. Bang. There it is. Use that joint. Show your love, show your support. 35,000 people, $1 a piece, $35,000. All right? If we get 10,000 official dudes, I get everything I need to give you all the best content. Look at my gear. All that costs money. Stop the crap, not begging. Find somewhere else to troll and learn to play by the rules of the street. Because I'm giving you the street rules. Like I said, you go in the bar, you know what I mean? You give the waitress a tip. You go in the restaurant, you give the waitress a tip. You watch YouTube, you give a tip. All right? Remember, Unique telling you that. You go to the bar, you go to the restaurant, you give a tip. You watch YouTube, you like the content, you give a tip. Now I'm going to scream on my other people. 10 Toes Down, Hassan Campbell. We got 050. We got Zeke Black. We got Kurt Bone TV. We got my man Behind the Razor Wire that do the same thing that I do. And like I said, I'm going to check out the young man Banky Pond to see what's going out. You understand? Don't hate on nobody. That's how Unique roll. The same way, if you like any one of those platforms, donate something to their Cash App. Now, as I was saying, Whitey Bulger comes on the compound. He comes on the compound, and I'm waiting to see him. I'm thinking this big old white dude and all this, but he 81, so I know that, you know what I mean? You know, he's an old man. But then here comes a wheelchair being pushed with a little frail white man in there, about 90 pounds, with silver hair that's missing, like he got cancer and all this kicking in. I'm like, and they pushing this frail man in the chair, and he looking like this. And I'm like, that's the killer? He's 81 years old, frail, losing his hair, 90 pounds, and the feds still picked him up for what he did in the 80s and the 70s because they don't forget nothing. And now they give him all these life sentences. They send him into prison. So they sent him into prison. He winds up in the prison where I'm at, and here they go pushing him in, and I see him. So he get in the yard, and I see him, and I see everybody around him talk to him. I say, yo, let me holler at you for a minute. You know what I mean? Now, he ain't had no bodyguards or nothing. He just had a bunch of, D-riders. You know what the D stand for. He had a bunch of D-riders, a bunch of nothing dudes that was running behind him because the men knew he told. So I was already over there with Carapaka, you understand what I'm saying? That was an agent, but Carapaka didn't tell straight up, man, let's get that straight. I'm going to give you the Carapaka story if you want it. You know what I mean? Put in the Cash App. Straight up, man, was a hitman for the mafia, was chasing one of the biggest dudes in Harlem. I ain't even going to tell you his name yet, but that's Carapaka. So you know I got official stories. You know what I mean? Because I'm official. And that's why Queen's Flip called me the cockiest kingpin. So, I know I got a lot of haters because I'm so cocky and arrogant and everything, but that's Harlem. Big shout out to my man OG Daniel Flip, Rich Dollars, Azar, my man Ghost from Jersey. Family. You know what I mean? They all official. So don't think it's just me. It's a whole rack of us, as they say in D.C. So we going to give a shout out to Larry Moe, L.A., let's say it again, L.A., you know what I mean? My brother, Larry Moe, Antone White, Big Dog, you know what I mean? We got Bonaparte, you know what I mean? We got all types of gangsters out there, you know what I mean? We go to Baltimore and then we got, of course, AJ. I talked to little Mookie's son, just so you understand, we got gangsters, man. So I'm not the only gangster. So it's a whole bunch of us you getting ready to hate on, but I'm the one on YouTube, so I'm the one that take the flack for the gangsters. But anyway, you got this little frail man they push. So we go there. I said, yo, back up for a minute. We holler at this man. So I said, yo, what's really going on? You know what I mean? You a rat, And he tried to justify it because every time a dude tell they got a reason for doing it. He told my mother, my sister, my daughter, my cat, my pet, my uncle's Bubbles. You know what I mean? You remember Bubbles? You know what I mean? So Michael Jackson tell he'll say he did it because he loved Bubbles. You know what I mean? So they all got a reason for telling. So I said, yo, what's going on? And he said, nah. And he broke the whole joint down to me. That might give him more detail. But he broke it down to me. Look, man, I went to school with my man. He was working for the FBI. I'm doing my thing on the street. So I was getting the information. It's equivalent to how you was paying off the police in New York. And they gave you information. They kept you out of jail. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm letting them know, but I didn't give the police information about my enemies or my competition on the street. But what I'm reading is that you gave information on your enemies and your competition to the FBI agent. He said, nah, that was my friend. I said, nah, he can't be your friend if you're a criminal. So let's stop that. You can't have a DEA, a FBI, or even a police, or even a CO, which is considered as a correction officer, as your friend. None of them is our friend. Stop it. They bigging you up on TV like you a gangster. You're talking to a gangster. Talk to me like it is. Or you a rat or you not a rat. And he said, man, I just gave him information. I said, yo, I see you want to play these games. So I'm going to end this conversation right now because you too old. And I got my clemency in because Obama was in office. So I don't want to sit here getting angry and wind up doing something that I know I ain't supposed to do because you too goddamn old, but you still a rat. So no matter how old you are, you're still supposed to get what a rat's supposed to get. But I'm going to walk away. I'm going to leave it at that because you just told me that you told those people, your friend you grew up with information on other men that was, breaking the law. So you's a rat. You know what I mean? So on the strength of that, you on this side of the compound, I'm on that side of the compound, we good. Just stay there, and I'm going to stay here. So that was my interaction with him. So it was a little dude from Texas that I was cool with, little Spanish dude. Damn, what was his name? But real cool dude. I forgot his name because after I left, I found out he started hanging with Whitey Bulger, pushing his wheelchair. So I just wrote him off as a rat lover. You know what I mean? Now, he telling me about this dude, and I really love this little dude. He was a good people, the little Mexican. But he didn't really understand the mechanics because he was younger from your generation. that didn't look at what he did as that taking justification. There's no justification for ratting. Like I said, they kidnapped my mother, tied her up, pistol whipped and all that. We never went to the police. She never thought about going to police. I never thought about going to police because the police didn't help us get in that situation. So they definitely not going to be reached out to help us get out of that situation. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear nothing about why Whitey Bulger told because that was his friend. You know what I mean? Or that they screwed his mother, screwed his girl, or, you know, beat up his pet monkey Bubbles. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear none of that crap. So we up in the joint, and this old man going to medical and all that, and he going back and forth. You know what I mean? I've been on here 20 minutes already. The Cash App ain't like it's supposed to be, so I'm getting ready to end this. I'm letting y'all know now. Hit the like button, but I'm going to just give y'all a little bit before I close out. If you want to hear the rest of the Whitey Bulger story, you let me know. But now, that's how we played out with that. So he in there, and they telling me that when he go into the shower, that they got men that take him in the shower because he's not strong enough to stand up. So instead of him going to the medical infirmary or to Springfield, you know what I mean, medical center or Butner Medical Center, you got inmates that was on his D, you understand what I'm saying, that would pick him up and hold him up and wash this rat up in the shower because they looked up to the things he did on the street because they didn't understand because they from the new generation that once he told, nothing he did on the street counts. So you can't say he's a gangster, but if you got to say but, that means that there is an issue. All right? But I'm going to end this video right here. If you want to hear part 2, how the rest of this played out with Whitey Bulger, and then I'll even get into how he got killed, got his eyeballs taken out of his socket. You know what I mean? For being no good. You want to hear the rest of this? Hit the like button. You know where the Cash App at. Cop the book of Ron Harlem. You want to know about the street so you don't go on the street and try and do all that. Read the book the same way we watched Scarface back in the days. You know what I mean? And stayed out there, you know, but we got in the limelight. But y'all read the book of Ron Harlem and don't go out there committing crime. I don't want you to have to go in here and have all these crazy prison stories. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to tap out there. If you want the rest of the Whitey Bulger story, you know where I'm at. Show some love. I don't even care if it's $1. Call it begging. Call it what you want to call it. But know that the game is to be sold and Unique Mecca Audio telling you that. Go donate to your favorite podcasters or don't watch your favorite podcasters. You pay. They give a donation for PBS, NBC, ABC, and all that. I even seen them doing it this Christmas. You know what I mean? None of y'all even said nothing about that. But as soon as a man come on Cash App and say donate because I need a new camera, I need a Rodecaster, I need a Rodecaster mic, I need a Lunix camera, I need a new monitor, whatever, it's a problem. We supposed to pay for all that to give y'all the content you want, to take the little bit of money that YouTube give us. Nah, my nigga. You know what I mean? We gangsters. You gangsters. Gangsters support gangsters. So show your gangster love. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Do what you got to do. If you want part 2 of this, you hit me up on the on the comments. And don't forget to use that Cash App. I don't care if it's $1. Ain't $1 gonna hurt none of y'all. Matter of fact, you send me your Cash App and I'll send you $1 so you can delete yourself from this goddamn channel because you don't understand the mechanics of this. All right? So that's where we at.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nautical Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 12, 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Dropped the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give.